I was pulled out of an airport security line as a suspected terrorist. 3 minutes earlier, I had been signing consent forms for an emergency open heart surgery. The person who reported me was my own assistant, the one I had trained for nothing. When the security officer asked if I was carrying anything dangerous, I was about to say no. She raised her hand, smiling sweetly. Does it count if she has dozens of knives in her suitcase? The entire checkpoint froze. Every eye turned to me. I tried to explain. I was a surgeon. Those were sterile surgical instruments. Then she pointed at the scanner and added casually, "She's also carrying gasoline. Looks like she's planning to blow up a plane." Everything spiraled. Radios crackled. Officers surrounded me. My arms were forced behind my back as they dragged me into a sealed interrogation room. She followed behind, slow and composed, like she had front row seats to a show. I told them a 7-year-old child was waiting for me on the operating table, 1 minute too late. And cardiac tamponade would stop his heart. They told me any bomb threat took priority. I dropped to my knees and begged, "Let me board. Punish me afterward." She sat nearby, touching up her makeup, smiling as she said I was putting on a performance. Then she added, almost loudly, that whether the child lived or died didn't matter. The room shifted. Some officers hesitated. Then she changed her story again. She said I had botched a surgery the night before, killed a patient, and was now trying to flee. That sealed it. Every doubt turned against me. I stared at her, realizing this wasn't a mistake. It was a setup. She wasn't trying to delay me. She wanted to destroy me completely, even if it meant a child would die on that table. I managed to grab my phone and pulled up a live emergency line from the hospital. The chief of surgery was on the other end, voice shaking, saying the child's heart rate was collapsing. The entire surgical team was waiting for me for the first time. The room went quiet. Then she spoke again, said it was fake. I generated voice software. Asked why no helicopter had been sent if it was truly urgent. She sounded so reasonable that even the officers started doubting me again. I looked at the clock. 4 minutes until boarding closed. This was no longer about my name. It was about life and death. 3 minutes later, the plane took off. Without me, a video call connected. On the screen, chaos filled the operating room. The chief's eyes were red. The patient just went into hemorrhagic shock. We lost him. Before I could speak, she cut in, annoyed. All that noise over one dead kid, she shrugged. People die in surgery every day. Silence fell on the other end. Then the chief said quietly, that child was the only grandson of a senior military official. The air in the room turned solid. She laughed. Wow, that's dramatic. What is this? A movie? She mocked us, said we were making things up to scare her, already reaching for her phone to leave for a date. Then everything changed. A red level alert came through. Military command was launching an investigation into the delayed flight. Every face in the room drained of color. I walked up to her and told her softly what she had done, falsely reporting terrorism, causing a fatal incident. This wasn't just a violation anymore. It was a serious federal crime. She finally panicked, but she still made a call. 10 minutes later, her so-called connection stormed into the room, demanding my release, threatening the officers. He even said he would have my medical license revoked. What he didn't know was that my phone call had never ended. Someone else had been listening the entire time. A voice came through the speaker, old steady. He said he was the boy's grandfather. He said his security unit was already on the way. No one moved. She was still laughing, insisting it was all staged, that no one could touch her. Then the sound hit. Helicopter blades thundered overhead. Searchlights cut through the corridor. Boots marched in perfect unison. The interrogation room glass shattered. Red laser dots locked onto foreheads. Everyone was ordered to the ground. She screamed for help, until a rifle pressed against her temple. Then she went silent. An old man walked in. He didn't look at anyone else. He looked at me first. "I'm sorry." Only then did he turn to the people kneeling on the floor. That was when she finally understood. This wasn't a performance, but it was too late. The child had died 3 minutes ago. She broke down, grabbing my arm, offering money, begging for forgiveness. I looked at her and said one thing. You should go apologize to him. That was the moment she truly collapsed.